Well, look at that. Clearly, that is not my bike. Oh! Okay, I can feel it starting to lift underneath me. Right, it's on road. Dynamic. We're going dynamic. And off we go. I've literally just got off of my one. And literally jumped straight back onto this one. Yeah, and so I can now do a direct comparison between my 1250 40th anniversary GSA and the all singing, all dancing. Well, I don't know if it's all singing, all dancing. I don't know. 1300 GSA. Anyway, we're on board. How does she feel? How does it feel? Yeah, interesting being able to change the screen on the fly. 70 miles per hour. Clearly there's not an awful lot of wind or turbulence around in the helmet area, but I am getting it by my sides. Unfortunately, don't have the secondary camera on today. Picks up and flies. Now, an awful lot of people have said things about the 1300 engine. It's got a clinker, a clunker, okay. I did ride the 1300 GS when it first came out, and there is definitely a different engine note to the 1250, but okay. I wouldn't have said it's making too many alarming noises. The seat, for me, is not shaped the way I would like it. I am finding at the moment that I'm continuously sliding forward, which is not good. The fuel tank feels nice to grip your knees into. And this view across the top of the fuel tank is very, very nice. Hatfield Peveril, here we come. We'll do some twisties, see how it changes direction. It definitely feels an awful lot lighter than my 1250, which is good, because when I transferred from my 1200 to my 1250, one of the first things that really struck me about the 1250 was just how heavy the bike felt going round roundabouts and things. And it took a little bit of getting used to, and I have got used to it, and I now love the way my 1250 handles. But if the 1300 is lighter, then that cannot be a bad thing, can it? Oh, there you go. There's that noise. Right, just some really low, slow speeds. Oh yeah, I suppose I'd get used to it. There's definitely a kind of noise. Switch gear is slightly different. It looks very similar, but it's slightly different. There is other bits and pieces on here. I'll have to check. Sorry, I digress then. Yeah, the switch gear looks slightly different. So you've got the windscreen up, windscreen down option, and apparently that's a multi-function button, so that it can change the ride height options and other things in the menu. Yeah, it's got like a kind of a whirry, kind of a cog noise, if that makes sense, coming from the engine. Maybe that's the noise that people have been talking about. Unfortunately, the weather decided not to play ball this morning. It has been dry for the last few days, and this morning it decided to absolutely Hack it down. Oh my word. It changes direction beautifully and then holds the line. Oh wow. I don't know how they're doing that. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I can definitely feel whatever they've done with the suspension. It holds and tracks the line round the corners. Really, really nice. Wow. Wow. Super impressed with that. Cruise control works just like the 1250. I would say the throttle response on the engine is slightly better, and the gearbox seems to be slightly smoother than my 1250. I don't normally reference my bike against a bike that I'm reviewing, but really we are now comparing the current 1250, the old 1250 now, the old model, to the new model. So that's why I'm referencing. Effortless, absolutely effortless. I would normally go into the Museum of Power and do a little shimmy around the bike, but unfortunately I cannot do that today. So I would say that the seating position compared to the 1250 feels slightly more sporty, and like anything, my reaction to how I was sliding forward on the seat is my initial reaction to what's kind of going on. But I've been on it 20 minutes or so, and yeah, kind of settling myself in. Right, I'm going to go down this way and do a bumpy back road. Nah, gearbox is definitely smoother, much smoother. And I've ridden two of these now, so like I said, I've ridden the standard run-of-the-mill 1300 GS and now this one, and the gearbox is definitely smoother, so I wish I could just knock a little bit of bounce out of the suspension. I like it slightly stiffer. Yeah, it's a far superior package to the 1250, and there's nothing wrong with my 1250, but this is yeah, this is a step up, definitely. Now most people probably wouldn't have an issue with the suspension and what it's doing, but at the top of the suspension it's kind of got a little bit of a bounce, but the rest of the stroke is actually very supportive. But I like that. I don't like that too many. I don't like the suspension to bounce too much, so I normally try and make it slightly stiffer. Now there is a clutchless version of this bike, and I would be interested in riding it too, but the clutch on this is very, very light, and I quite like having a clutch, if I'm honest, because of the way that I ride a motorbike. We didn't need to change down now. Right. Now I could go into Whittam, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go back this way. Let's face it, I think the 1250 was probably as fat and as a GS could and should get. The platform has been getting fatter and fatter and fatter and bigger over the years, to the point where you just go, how big are they going to make the bike? You know, because I've had an 1150, a 1200 Rally, and now the 1250, and yeah, you go from the 1150 to the 1250 and go, how big are they going to make this bike? So thankfully they have decided in their wisdom to make the 1300 slightly smaller, which is, I think, is a sensible move. This is quite a bumpy road. But the suspension is, to be fair, soaking up all the bumps really well. I'm probably about it. I'm definitely riding the bike slightly too quick over those bumps. Right. That low speed coming out of a junction turning compared to the 1250, the front end is so much nicer to ride, so much nicer to ride. And the engine is well, it's a peach. It's a bit peachy. Changes direction. I mean, I would have liked to have done this a little bit quicker, and I do feel like I could have done it a bit quicker. Unfortunately, the Duster has spoiled it for me somewhat. But the fact that I feel like I could do those corners quicker with the road conditions we've got, I tell you what, that's not a bad thing, really, is it? That's not a bad thing. Let's not be a hero. It really does seem to feel like it's just on a rail. Just, it seems to hold position going through the corners. It changes direction. Oh my word. Really, really nice. Now I had that before on the 1300 standard where I would change gear. Now maybe it's me not getting used to the gearbox, but it's almost like it wouldn't quite go into gear, and I get that ooh. I think it's me. Yeah, I know an awful lot of people, I guess, can't really say an awful lot more about the bike. So what I would say is an awful lot of people have surmised, criticised and said some very, very negative things about the new 1300 GSA, me included. And now that I've seen it in the flesh and ridden it, I wouldn't be 100% gushy about it. I think there's always room for improvement on everything, isn't there? But it is definitely a step up from the 1250, and let's face it, the 1250 wasn't a bad platform or a horrible bike to ride. This is it's a nice place to be. I'll have one in green and yellow, please. I don't know what tyres are on this, but BMW said that there's a flap about halfway down along the fork legs, and that flap is there to try and stop some of the wheel tyre noise coming here. Just about see it down there, coming up to this area. So an awful lot of people complain, "Oh, it's got an awful lot of tyre noise. I can hear my tyres." Whatever. I don't have an issue with hearing my tyres. But that's what that flap is there for. Sorry BMW, the flap, it's not working because I can still hear tyre noise, but it doesn't bother me. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's fabulous, rather gorgeous, and yes. Do I want one? If we could do something about the seat and the slidey forward issue, but other than that, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with the bike. The only thing I can critique it on is those sticky outy things. No, I'm sorry. If I could spec them not on the bike, can you take a hacksaw to them for me, please, Mr. BMW? I don't like them. I just don't. So the seat and the sticky outy things I don't like. Yep, that's it. That is pretty much it. I like it. Oh, Baron von Grumble would be Chris. He would like the bars on this because they're black. He doesn't like the gold bars. But yeah, I like it. Oh, if you've seen the luggage rack pannier box mounts on the back of this bike, they're really, really ugly. They're so ugly. I'm sorry. I mean, people used to go on about the scaffolding around the 1250, but I don't know what they were thinking. So there's three things. Wow, I don't want to bring it back. I really don't. I want to go and pick my wife up and go for a longer spin. It's what I want to do. Nah, it's a step up. it's definitely, it's a step up. I like it. Right, well, all I can say is thanks ever so much to Sycamore BMW in Whittam for allowing me the opportunity to do an initial, you know, first jump on it and ride it away review. If you've liked what I've tried to put together, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't liked it for any particular reason whatsoever, please feel free to leave a thumbs down. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and then hopefully I shall see you in another one. Until next time, people, take care of yourself, ride safe, bye bye.